Good morning, viewer. I hope you're all happy, healthy and well today. I wanted to ask a question or pose a question, okay? You know, I was doing with legal aid and I spent 4 years trying in court, okay? So a few days before the hearing, my lawyer gave me a notice of cease to act. And so I had no lawyer. And this was just a few days before the court case. Sorry, just doing a video. I didn't know you were there, to be honest. So a few days before the court hearing, she gave a notice to cease to act. So on the day of the hearing, when I get in there, my lawyer is on the other side now, advising the opposition, advising the other side. I was really quite stunned about it because this was my own lawyer and she kind of knows my situation and stuff. And now she's advising the other side and has become the child's lawyer, my child's lawyer. My lawyer became my child's lawyer before the hearing. I had no chance. And I'm just wondering if that's normal. Is that normal that your own lawyer will go to the other side and advise the other side and become a lawyer for the other side? And then at the end of the hearing, the judge thanks that lawyer for her help in the case. And I was just wondering, is that normal? That your own lawyer can go to the other side just before the hearing, denies you access to another lawyer, gives you a piece of paper asking you to sign over all rights to your daughter, all parenting rights, never to see your daughter again, and she wants you to sign that right, and you refuse. So she gives you notice of cease to act, and then you go to your hearing, that you've waited 7 months to go to. And she's now acting on the other side and she's advising the other side. And I've been stumped on this for a few days. It just didn't seem right to me. And then at the end of the hearing, that person is thanked for their help in this case. So what discussions were behind closed doors, and how did we get to this decision where we are now? I waited 7 months to go into the court. To fight for my case. Before that, we did a family report, and that took 5 months of adjournment. So we've just come out of nearly 12 months of adjournment. It's just a far cry from where we were in 2022. The visiting centres and my visiting reports, they're just completely opposite of where we are, of where I ended up. Because now we've lost complete and all parenting rights at all, absolutely nothing. And I find it shameful that other people can just sign your parenting rights away and you're not allowed to see or speak to your daughter or your children ever again. You are to have no contact with your children. You are such a bad person that you should never have any contact with your children. And I'm just wondering how do they come to such an extreme biased result? I've read the reasons why, and they all simply just go back to the same 30-second video 5 years ago, and that's it. That's basically their whole shtick. And now they're saying, because they don't want any contact with you, they don't want to see you, they don't want to speak to you, well, that's enough for you to lose all parenting rights completely. So I am completely gutted. I don't know how to express to you after spending 4 years in court. And then my own lawyer swaps to the other side. And in 2 days is the hearing. I have no representation. And they end up on the other side advising the other side what to do, which was to sign the piece of paper that lawyer had given me to sign, but I refused to sign. And that's why I lost my legal aid, is because I refused to sign that piece of paper, signing away my parenting rights. And those same piece of paper was presented to me in the hearing. Okay, that's exactly what I ended up with, exactly what was on that piece of paper. Written exactly the same way, the same dots in the same space. I can show you an email from a month before I went to court, and it's exactly the same as what I had when I was in court. So I was just wondering how it all gets turned like that. It's like they must win, they must win. And they will gladly take all of your parenting rights from you guys. Everything from you. So you're not allowed to have any contact with your children at all. No phone calls, no nothing at all, ever. So that's what's happened. And I was just wondering, does that sound normal to you? Does that sound like something that would normally happen? Because I'm really, really confused about it all. Because I'm not a bad person, I'm not a bad dad. I've been through so much to get to that point in that court case. To only be told that no, we've got a thing here from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and you're a very, very terrible, terrible person. So you should never see your children again. You should never speak to them, see them, talk to them. Your daughter should never know you ever. I'm just flabbergasted and completely heartbroken. That same piece of paper was given to me over a month before the court case. The same wording, the same spacing, everything the same. And the same result, a month later at the hearing. And it didn't matter what I did, guys. I'm not a lawyer. I can only just stand there and say, I stand on my visiting reports and my visiting things, and that's it. Anything else other than that, they'll just go mad at you for even talking about. I know that there is no accountability. Only a man is accountable in these courtrooms. Only you will be accountable, okay? Because you're a terrible, terrible person, and you should never, ever see your daughters or your children again, and you should have no contact with them at all. And all parenting rights are given to the other side, mate, given to the woman. And that's after 4 years, man. 4 years of going to court and doing everything that they ask you to do, and all of their courses they ask you to do. And they will reflect back on something that happened 4 or 5 years ago, before you've done all of the stuff. And look, you're a terrible, terrible person. So you should never, ever see your children again. And I'm just stunned that my lawyer, that was my lawyer, quits me, goes to the other side, is now acting for the other side, and that seems to be normal. That seems to be normal. So I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but after everything that I've been through and everything that I did and everything that I've done, and I'm never ever to see ever, no contact ever. And that just doesn't match it doesn't match my visiting reports, man, of when my daughter seen me and when we spent time together. And this is what they should be looking at, and instead they're looking at anything they can to deny you there's 101 things they could pick, man, okay? This video, that video, whatever, they could pick 101 things for you not to see your children, and not a single reason for you to see your children. So they will take your children from you. And I find it amazing that they will sign your rights away and take your parenting rights from you and not even blink about it. That they will feel like they've done the justified thing. And everyone walks away feeling justified, like they've done a good job, But meanwhile, your daughter grows up without a father. Your daughter grows up without a loving parent that has spent 4 years trying to, do whatever they can to be in your life. And they will gladly strip that from her, to take all of your rights from you so that you can never, ever speak to her or never, never see her again. And they're happy to do that. They feel justified in doing that. I am absolutely just gutted and heartbroken. And I've cried for, 2 days now. I've spent crying about it. Just totally heartbroken that after everything that I've been through and everything that I had to go through, that you are judged as never to see and spend time with your children ever again. Is just heartbreaking. Anyway, I wish everybody the best and everybody to live in peace. And I've never done anything to harm anybody ever. And I just wanted to know what you thought. Is that normal? Is that normal for your lawyer to quit you, go to the other side, advise them, sit in court with them, and then sit in court with the people in charge and go, yep, he should never see his kid again? And it's the same paperwork that she tried to get you to sign a month before you went to court, and now you're in court and your lawyer is opposite you presenting the same piece of paper to the court. Okay, so I'm just wondering, is that normal? Is that normal by Australian law? That they can actually do that? Because I feel it's a conflict of interest. I feel it's a total betrayal of your client and what you had gotten to know me, and you've spoken to me, and you've got to know my case over many months, and apparently you deem that's what you deem is proper. That little girl grows up without a dad. That little girl grows up without knowing her father, never to see him, never to speak to him. Has anybody read the contact reports? Does it say anything in there where it says my daughter doesn't want to see her dad, or my daughter hates my dad, or my daughter really, is afraid of her dad and can't see her dad because her dad's going to do this and her dad's going to do that? Is there anything in those reports where my daughter is afraid? Because I didn't read it. I really did, and I read the opposite. I read the opposite of that. And so I just wanted to ask, okay, because they want me to walk away, say nothing, walk away, cop it sweet, don't mention anything to anybody. That's what they want. So I'm just really heartbroken, man. Just really, really heartbroken. And I am heartbroken for my daughters. I'm heartbroken for my eldest daughters because they wanted to see their sister. And my family has wanted to see my daughter. My family has been asking me what happened and how could that happen. What did I do, what did I do wrong, kind of thing. Because it always comes back to the man. It always comes back to us, guys. It's always come back to, we've said something or done something. It's always the man. It's always us. There is no accountability in any of these courtrooms for women. And they'll make you go through all of the hoops and tick all the boxes. And I spent 4 years trying to make all of these people happy, these lawyers and all of that, these judges and that happy. And really it was in vain. It's for nothing. It really isn't. It's just for a box for you to tick, a mouse wheel for you to run on and to keep your mind occupied, because behind the doors, they've already got their paperwork written up. They've already had their discussions. They've already made their decision. They just haven't told you yet. And they'll wait 7 months. They'll adjourn your case for 7 months. They'll adjourn your case for 5 months. They'll adjourn your case for 6 months, just to prolong it all, just to keep the wheels turning, brother. They're still sending me their bills for their federal court cases. They still want me to pay their bills. And I just wanted to ask that question to you. Give me your opinion. What do you think? Am I in the wrong to wonder, is that normal that your own lawyer will do that to you? And that you're not allowed to ever see your children again. You have been judged as such a bad person that you should never see your children again. You should never have any contact with them whatsoever. You are just a terrible person. And that's what they will do to you. And I'm just wondering if that's normal in the Australian courts. Have you found that? Have you been through that yourself? Anyway, you have a good day, okay? And let me know what you think. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely in the wrong, okay?